Welcome all children. Hope you all are doing well. As we are doing the third chapter electrochemistry in class 12th, today we'll be covering the topic 2 of this chapter, that is conductivity of electrolytic solution or ionic solution and its measurement. So we are going to study about the conductivity of electrolytic or ionic solution, and we are also going to study how we measure the conductivity of electrolytic or ionic solution. So we are going to cover in this topic these two things, that is conductivity and its measurement. So children, the first one or the first heading that we are going to cover is conductance of electrolytic solution. Conductance of electrolytic solutions. So children, electrolytic solutions conductance. So before we move to the term conductance, firstly I would like to tell you about resistance. As you know, the term resistance is being derived or is somewhat related to resist something, is to resist something. What is resist? To provide hindrance. So hindrance, we are stopping something. So resistance is the hindrance that is provided by a conductor in the passage of current. कैसे कोई भी चीज़ करंट को फ्लो होने से रोकती है एक कंडक्टर में, that is known as its resistance. Okay, now every substance offers resistance to the flow of electricity. Whether you take any substance, children, if you take conductors also, then conductors also resist some kind of hindrance or some amount of hindrance to the passage of current. That is, they will not allow current to flow through them. Like some substances like wood, they provide a great resistance or great hindrance for the flow of electricity through them. So their resistance is high, while metals, they have very low resistance to the flow of electricity. Therefore their resistance is very low. So most of every substance provide resistance to the passage of current. Okay, now resistance is the hindrance provided by a conductor in the passage of current. Now children, those substances which offers a greater resistance, they like wood, I have told you, wood offers a greater resistance to the flow of electricity through them. So the electrical resistance of any substance or any object will be directly proportional to the length and inversely proportional to its area of cross section. Children, we represent resistance with capital R. Okay, now this resistance is directly proportional to the length of the substance. Suppose you have taken this block of wood. Suppose it is this one is a block of wood. Okay, so L will be the length of this block of wood and A will be the area of cross section of this wood. So the resistance that is offered by any substance will be directly proportional to the length of the substance and is inversely proportional to the area of cross section of this substance. Or you can say R is equals to rho L upon A, where children R is the resistivity of the rho is the resistivity or specific resistance of the substance. So you remove this proportionality and represent it by rho. Rho is the resistivity or the specific resistance. Hope this one is clear to you all. Now we are going to study what exactly is resistivity. Children, resistivity is defined as a resistance offered by a substance of 1 meter length with area of cross section equal to 1 meter square. Okay, so rho, resistivity. Resistivity will be the resistance R. Suppose children, you are going to find out the value of rho. So rho will be, A will go there and L will come in the denominator. A will go in the numerator. So it is resistivity is equals to RA upon L. So with this formula I am going to make the definition of resistivity. So resistivity is the resistance offered by a substance of length 1 meter and area of cross section equals to 1 meter square. So that will be known as the resistivity of that substance. So resistivity is a resistance offered by a substance of area of cross section 1 meter square and length is equals to 1 meter. Now children, we'll just put the units. So resistance unit is ohm, area unit is centimeter square, and of length the unit is centimeter. So centimeter get cancelled out and what you get is ohm centimeter. So ohm centimeter is the unit of resistivity. Okay, or you can write it like ohm meter also. Okay, you can change the unit from centimeter to meter. So children, 1 ohm meter is equals to 100 ohm centimeter, or 1 ohm centimeter is equals to 0.01 ohm meter. Okay, now next one is conductance. Conductance. Now what is conductance children? The ease with which current flows through a conductor. कितनी आसानी से जो करंट है वो कंडक्टर के थ्रू फ्लो हो सकता है. द ease with which current flows through a conductor is known as its conductance. Like the conductance of metals is very high. We know that through metals there is a great flow of current and that is known as the conductance of that metal, with the ease with which the current flows through a substance. And we know that conductance is inversely proportional to resistance. Okay, so G is equals to, that is conductance is equals to 1 upon R. It is equals to 1 upon R. Okay, inversely proportional. G is the conductance and R is the resistance. Now children, thus we can say that as we have done that R resistance is equal to children rho L upon A. Resistance, just now we have studied that the resistance is equals to rho L upon A. So we are simply going to put this value R is equals to rho L upon A in this formula. So what it becomes children? G is equals to 1 upon R and resistance is equals to rho L upon A. On solving this, A will go up and L will remain down. So it will be 1 upon rho A upon L. Now children, 1 upon rho, where rho is the resistivity and the resistivity is 1 upon resistivity is equals to conductivity, and conductivity is represented by a sign small k, that is kappa. Okay, so this 1 upon resistivity is equals to conductivity, that is k, small k, kappa, A upon L. So 1 upon resistivity is equals to k A upon L. It means 1 upon R is equals to k A upon L, and 1 upon R is equals to G, that is conductance, which means conductance is equals to k A upon L. Now the next topic that we are going to cover is the SI unit of conductance. So the SI unit of conductance children is Siemen. S-I-E-M-E-N. So the SI unit of conductance is Siemen. S-I-E-M-E-N. And as resistance is inversely proportional to conductance, so the unit of resistance is ohm. So the unit of conductivity will be, the conductance will be ohm inverse. This is a sign we represent to give ohm. So it will be ohm inverse. Okay. Now conductivity. Children, Just now I told you conductivity is inversely proportional to resistivity, or kappa is equals to 1 upon rho. Okay. Now conductivity. What is conductivity? The inverse of resistivity is conductivity, and this kappa is also known as specific conductance. Okay. So specific conductance is defined as a conductance of a solution is defined as a conductance of a solution of 1 meter length with area of cross section equals to 1 meter square. Okay children, so conductivity is generally what? Conductivity is the inverse of resistivity. Conductivity is the inverse of resistivity and is also known as specific conductance. And children, we define it as conductance of a solution of 1 meter length with area of cross section equals to 1 meter square. Suppose here in this tube I am having a solution, and of this solution you need to tell about its conductivity. So if the area of cross section of this solution is 1 meter square and the length is equals to 1 meter, then the inverse of resistivity or the conductance of a solution with length 1 meter and area of cross section is equals to 1 meter square will be its conductivity. So children, G is equals to conductivity or conductance is equals to conductivity when length is equals to 1 meter and area of cross section of the solution is equals to 1 meter square. So that is what conductivity is. Now the unit of conductivity will be 1 ohm into centimeter. So it will be ohm inverse centimeter inverse. Okay. Now the magnitude of conduction will depend upon the nature of the material. Okay children, the material you have taken, for example, metal will conduct more electricity. So the magnitude of conduction will be more in case of metal and it will be low in case of wood. So the magnitude of conduction depends upon the nature of the material. Now children, we'll have some terms now. Conductors. You don't look over here, you just listen. What are conductors? Because these are the basic topics that we already know. Okay children, now conductors. What are conductors? Conductors are those substances which have very large conductivity. वो substances जिनकी conductivity बहुत high होती है, वो क्या होते हैं? They are known as conductors. Example, carbon black, graphite, polymers. Okay, these are alloys, metals. All these are conductors. That is, they allow a large amount of electricity to pass through them very easily, or which have very large conductivity are known as conductors. Next one is metallic conductors. Children, whenever the term metallic conductors come, metallic is due to the flow of electron. So when there is conduction of electricity due to the flow of electron, those substances which conduct electricity due to the flow of electrons are known as metallic conductors. Okay. Now next one is electrolytic conductors. Electrolytic is again the flow of electricity. When the flow of electricity is due to the flow of charge. Whenever electricity is conducted due to the flow of a charge, okay, then those conductors are known as electrolytic conductors. For example children, if you dissolve NaCl in water, then water will conduct electricity. Why? Because NaCl when dissolved in water will dissociate into ions. That is, it will have now charge. Na positive and Cl negative. So that charge is going to flow. That charge is going to flow. So when the electricity is conducted due to flow of charge, then that is known as electrolytic conductors. Now the next one is insulators. You know what are insulators, children? Those substances which have very low conductivity are known as insulators. What are semiconductors? Give me one example of insulator. Wood, glass, ceramic. These are the examples of these are the examples of insulators. Now next one is semiconductors. Those which have conductivity between insulators and conductors. This topic we have done in solid state also, children. Semiconductors, they are those which have conductivity between insulators and conductors. Now next one, superconductors. Superconductors are those which have zero resistivity, children. They will not have any resistivity and they will have infinite conductivity. उसके थ्रू बहुत अच्छे अमाउंट में करंट फ्लो हो सकता है. Infinite conductivity होती है and they do not have any resistivity. So current can flow in a very large amount. Example, metals and their alloys at very low temperature. Okay, metals and their alloys at very low temperature of 0 to 15 K will act like superconductors. So that's all for this topic. Now the next one that we are going to cover, children, is electronic conductance. Now electronic conductance, children. What is electronic conductance? When electrical conductance through metal is due to the movement of electrons. जब किसी भी मेटल के थ्रू इलेक्ट्रिसिटी फ्लो करती है और वो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इज फ्लोइंग ड्यू टू द फ्लो ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, then that conductance is known as electronic conductance. So children, as the name indicates, electrons. So when conductivity is due to the flow of electron, the movement of electron, then that is known as electronic conductance. And children, it depends upon the nature and structure of atom. How or what is the nature and the structure of a metal? How many number of valence electrons does the metal atom have? And it also depends upon the temperature. So electronic conductance is due to the flow of electron through a substance. It depends upon, किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करती है इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कंडक्टेंस? नेचर ऑफ सब्सटेंस. कोई मेटल लार्ज अमाउंट में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंडक्ट करता है, कोई कम करता है. सो इट टोटली डिपेंड्स अपॉन द नेचर ऑफ दैट मेटल. Okay, some metals are very good conductor of electricity while some are not that much good conductor of electricity as is the earlier one. Okay, so it depends upon the nature and the structure of the metal and the number of valence electrons, because electronic conductance is due to the flow of electrons. So children, it will also depend upon the nature of, it depends upon the number of electrons. And it depends upon the temperature also. Electronic conductance decreases with the increase in temperature. Electronic conductance will be decreasing, children, when you increase the temperature. In that case, the electronic conductance will be decreasing. If you increase the temperature, there will be decrease in the electronic conductance. Now children, if we talk about pure water, we all know that pure water have very low conductivity. But when electrolytes are dissolved in pure water, it becomes a very good conductor of electricity. Because the electrolytes that are dissolved in water will dissociate into ions. जो electrolyte water में dissolve हुई है, वो ions में dissociate हो जाएगी. और उसके बाद जब वो आयंस में डिसोसिएट होगी तो उन आयंस के पास चार्ज होगा. लाइक NaCl dissolved in water will dissociate into Na positive plus Cl negative. So that Na positive and Cl negative are now having a charge over them. So then afterwards what happens, there will be flow of charge or there will be flow of ions. So the conductance of electricity by ions like Na positive and Cl negative which are present in the solution is known as electrolytic or ionic conductance. Okay children, so electronic is due to movement of electron and electrolytic or ionic conductance due to the movement of ions. Okay, it again depends upon the nature of electrolyte. जो electrolyte आपने water में dissolve करी है उस electrolyte के nature के ऊपर depend करता है कि वो कैसे conductance में help करेगी. It also depends upon the nature of solvent. जैसे कि आपने solvent क्या लिया, what you have taken, the solvent you have taken is water. So when it also depends upon the nature of the solvent. Suppose in one case you dissolve NaCl in acetone, while in another case you will dissolve NaCl in water. So in both the cases there will be difference in the electrolytic conductance of the two solutions because it depends upon the nature of solvent. In one case you have taken solvent as water and another case you have taken solvent as acetone. So it depends upon the nature of solvent. It depends which electrolyte you have dissolved in it. It depends upon the nature of electrolyte also, like NaCl, and it depends upon the viscosity of the solvent also. Concentration of the electrolyte. In what amount you have taken electrolyte, on that also it will depend. And children, it also depends upon the temperature. It depends upon the temperature. That is, it increases with the increase in temperature. Okay children, electronic conductance was decreasing with the increase in temperature while electrolytic conductance is increasing with the increase in temperature. Now children, how we are going to measure the conductivity of ionic solutions? How we are going to measure the conductivity of ionic solutions? So the resistance of any conductor, if you want to know the conductivity, you can find it out with the help of resistivity. If you want to find out the conductance, you can find out it with the help of resistance because these two are inversely proportional to each other. ओके अगर आपको कंडक्टिविटी पता करनी है तो आप रेजिस्टिविटी, अगर आपको पता है तो आप कंडक्टिविटी निकाल लेंगे. वही अगर आपको कंडक्टेंस पता करनी है तो आपको अगर रेजिस्टेंस पता हो तो आप उसकी कंडक्टेंस निकाल लेंगे. अब किसी भी कंडक्टर की रेजिस्टेंस हम लोग मेजर कर सकते हैं व्हीटस्टोन ब्रिज की हेल्प से. द रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ अ कंडक्टर कैन बी मेजर्ड विद द हेल्प ऑफ व्हीटस्टोन ब्रिज. Okay, you are going to find out the resistance of any substance or a conductor with the help of Wheatstone bridge. What I have told you children, we are going to find it out with the help of Wheatstone bridge. Now, if we want to find out the resistance of ionic solution, okay, with the help of if you want to find out the resistance of ionic solution from which we can calculate its conductance will become difficult to measure. वहीं अगर आपको जो resistance है किसी भी ionic solution की अगर पता करनी है, वहीं अगर आपको resistance किसी भी ionic solution की पता करनी है तो पहले आप उसकी conductance पता करेंगे. पर उसकी कंडक्टेंस पता करना इतना भी इजी नहीं है. टू मेजर द कंडक्टेंस ऑफ आयनिक सॉल्यूशन इज नॉट सो इजी, इट इज डिफिकल्ट. सो देयर आर मेजर टू प्रॉब्लम्स टू फाइंड आउट और टू मेजर द कंडक्टेंस ऑफ आयनिक सॉल्यूशन. अगर आपको आयनिक सॉल्यूशन की कंडक्टेंस पता करनी है तो उसमें डिफ़िकल्टी आती है. तो मेनली टू डिफ़िकल्टीज कम्स और टू प्रॉब्लम्स कम्स टू मेजर द कंडक्टेंस ऑफ एन आयनिक सॉल्यूशन. ओके, so the two major problems are, first children, passing the direct current in to find out this for ionic solution. What we were doing to find out the conductance, we were firstly passing direct current. But children, when we are passing direct current to find out the conductance of ionic solution. Then that direct current changes the composition of the substance. जो solution हमने लिया है जिसकी conductance हमें पता करनी थी, उसके थ्रू हमने डायरेक्ट करंट पास करा, तो उस डायरेक्ट करंट के पास करने पर क्या होता है, वो जो सॉल्यूशन जिसकी कंडक्टेंस पता करनी थी उसकी कंपोजिशन ही चेंज हो जाती है. तो अब ये जो डिफ़िकल्टी थी जो डायरेक्ट करंट यूज़ करने से आई, उस डिफ़िकल्टी को हमने अल्टरनेटिंग करंट यूज़ करके ओवरकम करा. हमने उस डीसी डायरेक्ट करंट के बदले एसी करंट यूज़ किया, अल्टरनेटिंग करंट. नाउ what was the second problem? Second problem was a solution was not directly connected to the bridge. Okay, suppose of this solution you need to find out the electrolytic conductivity, but it became really difficult because this solution cannot be directly connected to the bridge, because उस bridge की help से बाद में solution की कंडक्टेंस हम पता कर सकते थे, पर ये सॉल्यूशन हम डायरेक्टली ब्रिज से कनेक्ट नहीं कर पाते थे अगर हम लोग व्हीटस्टोन ब्रिज यूज़ कर रहे थे तब. ओके, तो ये बड़ी प्रॉब्लम आ रही थी कि जो इलेक्ट्रोलाइटिक सॉल्यूशन उसे ब्रिज से कनेक्ट नहीं कर पा रहे थे. अब ये जो सेकेंड प्रॉब्लम आई, इसको हमने कैसे सॉल्व करा? विद द हेल्प ऑफ अ स्पेशली डिज़ाइंड वेसल. एक स्पेशली डिज़ाइंड वेसल हम लोगों ने तैयार करी. उस स्पेशली डिज़ाइंड वेसल में क्या था, 2 प्लैटिनम के इलेक्ट्रोड्स अटैच थे, एक ये और एक ये, एंड दीज 2 प्लैटिनम इलेक्ट्रोड्स आर कोटेड विद प्लैटिनम ब्लैक. Okay now children, so these 2 electrodes were taken and they were connected with the help of a connecting wire, and in this vessel we have taken the solution of which the conductance is to be measured. इसमें मैंने वो solution लिया जिसकी conductance हमें measure करनी थी, तो हमने conductivity cell बना लिए. उसमें हम लोग इलेक्ट्रोलाइटिक सॉल्यूशन को प्लैटिनम के इलेक्ट्रोड से कनेक्ट करते थे कनेक्टिंग वायर से. उससे हमें इसकी क्या पता चल गई चिल्ड्रन? कंडक्टेंस. ओके, so these were the 2 problems, that is first one direct current which was changing the composition of solution, and the second one was it was difficult to connect the solution directly to the bridge. So second problem was solved by using a conductivity cell, and the first problem was using AC instead of DC. Okay, now next one is if the area of cross section of these electrodes, children, what electrodes we have taken? We have taken platinum electrode. If the area of cross section of platinum electrode is A, and the distance between the 2 platinum electrodes, children, over here, if the area of cross section of these 2 electrodes is A, and the distance between these 2 electrodes, that is this much distance, is equals to L. Okay, if L is the distance between these 2 electrodes, then the resistance is find out using the formula rho is equals to L upon A, or R is equals to, this is resistivity is equals to 1 upon conductivity into L upon A. Now children, this L upon A is known as the cell constant, and this L upon A is represented by G star, okay, which is a cell constant. Now children, we are going to find out the value of cell constant of the cell we have used. So for measuring the cell constant, that is G star, that is L upon A of any cell, is measured using KCl solution. That is, in the vessel, children, we have taken a KCl solution, and of this the cell having KCl solution, we are going to find out the value of cell constant having KCl solution. And children, the conductivity of this KCl solution was measured or is already known एट डिफरेंट डिफरेंट टेम्परेचर। जो मैंने KCl का सोल्यूशन उस सेल में लिया, जिस सेल का मुझे सेल कांस्टेंट पता करना था, तो मैंने KCl का सोल्यूशन ऐसा लिया है क्योंकि KCl सोल्यूशन की कंडक्टिविटी मुझे पहले से ही पता थी, अलग अलग टेम्परेचर पे, अलग अलग कंसंट्रेशन पे। तो हम सेल में वो सोल्यूशन लेते हैं जिसकी कंडक्टिविटी हमें पहले से ही पता होती है, अलग अलग कंसंट्रेशन में और अलग अलग टेम्परेचर में। ओके, सो आई जस्ट होप टिल नाउ इट विल बी क्लियर टू यू ऑल। नाउ जो रेजिस्टेंस होता है इलेक्ट्रोलाइट का, उसको हम लोग मेजर कर सकते हैं। और वो किसके ऊपर वो मेजर हम कैसे करेंगे चिल्ड्रन? बाय यूजिंग अ व्हीटस्टोन ब्रिज प्रिंसिपल। किसी भी सब्सटेंस का रेजिस्टेंस हम लोग जो पता करते हैं वो एक प्रिंसिपल के ऊपर बेस्ड है। उस प्रिंसिपल को क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग? व्हीटस्टोन ब्रिज प्रिंसिपल। ओके, नाउ यू सी हाउ वी मेजर इट। यू लुक इन दिस figure. So now here R2 is the resistance of the electrolyte. What you have taken? Electrolyte. So R2 is the resistance of electrolyte to be measured. मुझे जो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट ली है उसका रेजिस्टेंस मुझे पता करना है, तो R2 ये वो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट है जिसका रेजिस्टेंस पता करना है। नाउ हियर R3 एंड R4 ये दोनों के दोनों रेजिस्टेंस हैं जो मुझे पहले से ही पता है। मुझे R3 भी पहले से ही पता है और R4 भी पहले से ही पता है। ये दोनों रेजिस्टेंस पता हैं और R2 जो रेजिस्टेंस है वो उस इलेक्ट्रोलाइट का है जिसका रेजिस्टेंस मुझे निकालना है। R1 वो रेजिस्टेंस है जो वेरिएबल है, मैं इसको अपने अकॉर्डिंग एडजस्ट कर सकती हूँ जब तक मैं इसके थ्रू करंट पास नहीं करूँ। सो R1 इज़ द वेरिएबल रेजिस्टेंस, R3 and R4 are the resistance which were already known, R2 is the resistance of electrolyte which I need to measure. Now children, here O is the oscillator and is the source of AC power. O जो है वो ऑसिलेटर है और वो AC पावर का सोर्स है। इसके थ्रू मैं ऑल्टरनेटिंग करंट इसको दे रही हूँ। अब इसमें जो ये P है, P जो है वो डिटेक्टर है, डिटेक्टर जो है वो ईयरफोन है। अगर मैं इसके थ्रू कोई करंट पास नहीं होता है, अगर इसमें कोई करंट पास नहीं होता है तो इस ईयरफोन में या डिटेक्टर में कोई भी साउंड सुनाई नहीं देगा। सो इस व्हीटस्टोन ब्रिज की हेल्प से हम लोग जो रेजिस्टेंस है, अननोन रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ एन इलेक्ट्रोलाइट, उसे पता करते हैं, जिसमें R1 वेरिएबल रेजिस्टेंस है, R3 R4 ऑलरेडी नोन रेजिस्टेंस है, P जो है वो ईयरफोन है, O जो है वो ऑसिलेटर है और O AC सोर्स का, AC पावर का सोर्स है, ईयरफोन डिटेक्टर है। अगर इसके थ्रू करंट पास नहीं होता तो उसमें कोई भी साउंड सुनाई नहीं देगा। नाउ चिल्ड्रन, व्हेन नो करंट पासिस देन इन दैट केस R1 अपॉन R2 इज इक्वल्स टू R3 अपॉन R4। अगर डिवाइस के थ्रू और जो सोल्यूशन है उसके थ्रू कोई करंट हम पास नहीं करते तो उस कंडीशन में R1 अपॉन R2 इज इक्वल्स टू R3 अपॉन R4 होगा। तो R2 आप पता लगा लेंगे, R2 विल गो टू दैट साइड, R1 इंटू R4 अपॉन R3। सो R2 इज इक्वल्स टू R1 अपॉन R4 अपॉन R3। नाउ चिल्ड्रन, once the cell constant and the resistance of the electrolyte of the cell are known, you can find out the conductivity of the cell. अब इन सब की हेल्प से आपको रेजिस्टेंस पता चल जाएगा। रेजिस्टेंस पता करने के बाद आप कंडक्टेंस भी पता, सेल कांस्टेंट भी पता करेंगे। ओके, अब एक बार जब सेल कांस्टेंट ऑफ एंड रेजिस्टेंस आपको पता चल गया है तो आप कंडक्टिविटी भी पता कर सकते हैं उस सेल की। सो कंडक्टिविटी इज इक्वल टू सेल कांस्टेंट अपॉन रेजिस्टेंस। सेल कांस्टेंट इज G स्टार, रेजिस्टेंस इज रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय R. So this is how we are going to find out the conductivity of an electrolyte. Now children, the conductivity of a solution depends on, जो कंडक्टिविटी होती है किसी भी सोल्यूशन की वो किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करती है? चार्ज ऑफ द आयंस। जो आयंस हैं उनका क्या चार्ज है। चिल्ड्रन, एज वी हैव फाइंड आउट द कंडक्टेंस ऑफ एन इलेक्ट्रोलाइट, और इलेक्ट्रोलाइट जो होती है वो आयंस की बनी होती है, और जो आयंस हैं उनके ऊपर चार्ज होता है, या तो पॉजिटिव चार्ज या फिर नेगेटिव चार्ज। तो जो सॉल्यूशन की कंडक्टिविटी आपको पता करनी है, किसी भी सॉल्यूशन की जो कंडक्टिविटी है जो आपने पता करी है, वो किन के ऊपर डिपेंड करती है? चार्ज ऑफ द आयंस। जो आयंस हैं इलेक्ट्रोलाइट के, उनके ऊपर जो चार्ज है उनके ऊपर डिपेंड करती है। आयन के साइज़ के ऊपर डिपेंड करती है, ओके, कि किस साइज़ में वो आयंस डिसोसिएट हुए। फॉर एग्जांपल NaCl, तो उसमें Na पॉजिटिव आयन का साइज़ कितना है और Cl नेगेटिव आयन का साइज़ कितना है, उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करती है। इट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स अपॉन द कंसनट्रेशन ऑफ आयंस, कि आपने आयंस को कितने कंसनट्रेशन में लिया है, क्या कंसनट्रेशन आयंस का उसमें अवेलेबल है, और कितने ईजीली वो आयंस सोल्यूशन में मूव करते हैं। जितनी ईजीली आयन सोल्यूशन में मूव करेंगे उतनी ज़्यादा उनकी कंडक्टेंस होगी। तो किसके ऊपर डिपेंड कर रहा है? टोटली डिपेंडिंग अपॉन दी आयंस। फर्स्ट इज कितना चार्ज है आयंस के ऊपर, क्या साइज़ है आयंस का जिसमें वो डिसोसिएट कर गए हैं, कितने कंसंट्रेशन में आयंस प्रेजेंट हैं। जितना ज़्यादा आयंस का कंसंट्रेशन होगा, जितने ज़्यादा आयंस प्रोड्यूस होंगे, उतनी ज़्यादा कंडक्टेंस होगी। एंड कितने ईजीली वो आयंस एक जगह से दूसरे जगह पर मूव करेंगे, बिकॉज इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इज कंडक्टेड ड्यू टू द फ्लो ऑफ चार्ज। एंड कितना ईजीली चार्ज मूव कर रहा है, कितने ईजीली आयंस मूव कर रहे हैं, तो उसके ऊपर भी जो कंडक्टिविटी है किसी भी सोल्यूशन की डिपेंड करती है। ओके चिल्ड्रन, सो दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे। थैंक यू ऑल एंड हैव अ नाइस डे।